Welcome to the Good Karma Sport Fishing Podcast. I'm your host, Captain Ryan Van Fleet.
And welcome to the Good Karma Success Coach Podcast. I'm your host, Melinda Van Fleet. Well...
Can you hear the echo in this room?
Echo! I don't think there's an echo. Is there an echo?
Yeah, there's an echo. We're in our own, because we're in a new room.
We're in a new room, a new vibe, a new energy.
Yep.
And rigging crew tomorrow. That's going to be a new place too.
Yep, and rigging crew tomorrow.
Yeah,
super stoked for rigging crew tomorrow. It's our final one of the year tomorrow.
I know. And you know what I did?
What's
I did
that?
not hang the 2022 calendar because I'm just over this year. I'm going to do a Mariah Carey and not think about time anymore. That's my new leaf.
Mariah Carey.
I'm going to do a Mariah Carey. Because I don't know if you know this, but she doesn't think about time. She just does her magical stuff, and heck, she's freaking Mariah Carey. So, not a bad example.
That's right.
So I didn't hang the 2022 calendar.
I know.
Done with this year.
I know. I found some sailfish flags tucked away.
Oh my God, 3!
Yeah, that was 3 brand new sailfish flags. I'm gonna take a black marker and have some fun with them.
And what does that mean too? That means you're gonna be catching lots of sailfish? I don't know.
No. I don't think I've ever, in all the sailfish I've caught this year, I've had zero excitement with anybody. And usually the people have been pissed because we catch a sailfish, and then it's times have changed for sure.
Yeah. Times
have changed, and I think it's the special client that wants to go out and target sailfish. I'm just I definitely don't have them.
Well, you still catch them though. You kind of just catch them by accident.
Yeah, yeah. The last 5 sailfish I've caught on dead bait on the bottom, pulling up the bait and the sailfish eats it. So, along with all the mahi I've caught, I mean, they've all been accidental. So, so when I go. There you go. There's a dolphin. Just wrecked a nice bait. So, but yeah, they taste good. Yeah. So you never know what you're gonna catch out there.
Yeah. So we're in the new place. This has been a journey, which we know.
Oh, it's been extremely challenging, and it's. I don't use the word stressful very much anymore, but I have to say that it's been the past 7 days, or I would say since we got word that we had to be out of our last place, it's been extremely challenging.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just to set some context, because it's very interesting when you hear, we had to vacate, often that means we're bad tenants or something, but that's not the case at all. So we have been in that duplex. It was a very, very, very large duplex for 9.5 years. And we have such magical stories of how we've found where we've lived before, even moving down here and then moving that place. And we were excellent tenants. What we didn't know, because 9.5 years ago, I missed it in the lease, our landlord had put one little sentence in the section about us terminating the lease. So I missed it.
Yeah,
it was
us terminating the lease.
Yeah,
if we need to leave or something like that.
Yeah, what were the rules around that?
The rules around that.
And then there was one little sentence that said that she had the right to ask us to vacate within 30 days. So when she sent us the email in early November, we were like, what? And she goes, since you guys have been such great tenants, I'll give you 90 days to vacate. So she put that in an email that we were great tenants. She put it in a letter that we were great tenants. And we've known for years that she would love to raise the rent on our place. We've known that. That's just how the world is. Everyone's raising rents. Housing prices are crazy, right? So we knew that for the space, not really for any other reason, but the space, and then it's hurricane proof. I'd say that's a good thing too with that house, that she could likely get more money just based on supply and demand down here in the Keys and what's going on, globally from a market perspective. So in 2020, when COVID came, that's when our lease is up, is the end of April. she was like, I'll give you guys a break. And I think maybe she raised it $100. It was either 100 or nothing. I can't remember, but it was small. And she said it was because of COVID. So that gave us a year, but we've just been like biding our time. Like we knew that it would come to an end. And then in 2021, we were both very nervous. We were like, oh my gosh, I bet you she's going to like raise the rent and it wouldn't be worth to stay there because the place then is dirty and things, blinds need to be replaced and painting, so it becomes like, needs to get freshened up, and landlords don't typically do that anymore. So what ended up happening was our neighbor in the duplex, Dave, he ended up wanting to leave. And so to fix up both sides of the duplex would have been extraordinarily expensive at the same time. So we kind of figured we had a reprieve, which we did. She kind of left us alone, and she only raised it $50. So we still knew we had a good deal, and we knew we were going to have to deal with this in the springtime, February, March, or April of 2023. And it just came sooner than what we had expected. But the crazy thing is, we've known this all along. And last year, when Ryan and I were extremely stressed out about the situation that was looming at the time before our neighbor decided to move, I had said to Ryan, I said, we just need to release the house. Like, we have to trust in the universe that something is going to work out for us, that will be better. And that's how we roll. Like, that's how we live. That's how we embody things. That's how we work with our clients. And we have to remind that of ourselves too, because we're still only human. So I released the house. At that time, before Dave said he was moving out, I released the house. I said, I released this house. If, we're meant to move, we trust that we will find a place that's better, that is going to bring us more positive energy, more light. It was a very dark home. It was very dirty because of the streets. It was very hard to maintain because it was so big. And we just kept keeping things because we had the space. And it was just a really big lesson in trusting and releasing, and then knowing that, something better is around the corner. And that is really how our lives are, right? When you think about it, there's always darkness and then a rainbow comes. It's just how it is. And so this whole move has been a reminder of that. And then getting through these last 7 plus days, really, has just been,
it's been total
more
hell.
Learnings.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Well, and we haven't discussed this, but
It's been total hell.
I go back to human design. So I embody human design in my coaching. And human design, for someone who doesn't know what human design is, it is a spiritual form of a personality test, just in layman's terms. That's the easiest way to describe it to someone who is not in this lane, never heard of it, right? It's like, personality tests like Myers-Briggs, HBDI, and Enneagram. You all take those in your jobs and in your corporate world. So this is a spiritual one that's along the same lines. It's based on your birthday. And I'm a pure generator, which means I can get it done. I can keep on going. Like, there is strength within me and power to keep going. And then when I'm tired, I'm tired. Ryan's a manifesting generator, which means that he can go for a period of time, but then he has to rest. And I've known this forever. I remember when we first started dating, Ryan would have to take a nap, and my mom would be like, why do you let him take a nap? And I was like, he's an adult. He can do what he wants. But it is just part of his nature. It's part of his makeup that he takes a little nap. And it's fine. It's never bothered me at all. So if you're a couple out there that is irritated because one or the other takes a nap and you don't, it's irritating, like, let it go. It's how we're designed from the universe. Like, some people, it helps them to take a nap. Some people never take a nap. I never take a nap. If I go to bed, I don't wake up. So it's just really important as a couple to understand that and just be able to, like, work with what you've been given and go from there. So I was able to get up early in the morning, get a couple loads done. And then Ryan got up, had his coffee, and then he helped, and he participated in different things, and he surprised me with a lot of things, really. Like when you did the whole upstairs, I didn't know you had done that.
Yep.
And that was total hell, I know, but you still did it. You got the whole upstairs done. So anyhow, so just a little tip, if anyone out there is struggling. Again, it's something that I cover in coaching and infuse into my coaching, and but you can pull your human design chart on your own and even just see just the simple like what design you are, and that just sheds some clarity. And once you like release those expectations of the other person, like your world just changes. Like you are less resentful, you've opened up, and you have more compassion for the other person when you can really understand that sometimes that's just how we're created. It's really as simple as that. It's just how we're created. So
yeah.
What else do you want to say about our move?
Oh.
What do you like? Tell me something positive.
Well, I have my own little place I can put all my shit.
Yep, and that was something I've been manifesting.
Yep,
right?
So
I've
been
talking about forever for you to have your own space.
So I have my own space.
So our freezers are not in our living room.
Yep, so the freezers are not in the living room. We've been living in fishing stuff and books and stuff and boxes forever. And you can't escape it. It's always there in front of you. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, great, you get to be a fishing guide for a living. Well, there's a difference between being like, it's kind of like anything else with as far as a job goes. You have to be able to separate that stuff when you come home. Okay? Because if you're a real fishing guide, a real one, you're out there working your ass off every day. And all you're thinking is about your client. So that's a real guide. So when you come home, you want to release, like, you got to decompress from it. You got to get away from it a little bit. But we've been just living in it.
Yeah, living in it. Our whole living room. So I had, like, major mindset work that I had to do in 2021. So after I released the house, like, I was, like, choking on the fact that there was just fishing stuff everywhere. So I escaped mentally by daydreaming and visualizing Ryan having his own room. I saw a house that is our future next house that has this beautiful fishing room, and I started talking about it with Ryan. I was like, oh my gosh, can you paint the walls? What would you do? And we just started like talking about it, just like we used to talk about moving to the Keys. So I just started talking about Ryan having his own room and us not having 3 freezers in our living room, and what would that be like. And yeah, and now we have like a real kitchen table and chairs like adults. like grown adults, which we have never had. We've never had since we moved to the Keys.
Yeah,
ever. We've been sitting at a coffee table on a couch eating our dinner.
Yeah, we've been sitting at a coffee table eating our couch. Eating our couch is like our couch, But that's how we've been living, and
because we work all the time.
We work all the time.
People don't realize like how much work it takes to run what we run, like both of our businesses. And then even when I was in sales and I was never home, like that was 12 years of me being on the road 5 days a week, minimum 3.
Yep.
So so we just lived so differently. So this is a complete change of energy. Even our dogs, like it's incredible the change in our dogs within the past few days.
Yeah, and then the dogs even like it, and that's important to me.
Yeah.
So because I really love the dogs.
Yeah.
So
it's really interesting. So if any of you are scared of change, I think everyone has this element. It's fear. It's trying to keep you safe. This is all very textbook. You can find it anywhere. Any coach will say it. But it's really doing the deep work and really, really embracing it. Because otherwise, everyone just gives lip service, which is something I'm just so sick of in the personal development world, to be honest. Way too many people just giving lip service and making little memes, and they're really struggling inside. Do the work. Do the work and be like, why am I scared? Am I scared that I won't be able to find a new place? Am I scared that I won't like the new place? Am I scared that I won't be able to afford the new place? Like, what is going on? And then you have to do the work, and sometimes working with a coach will really help you with this if you can't be self-led through the process, to shift your mindset so you can allow the universe to come in and give you the best thing possible for you. And often it's going to be an improvement. This is definitely an improvement. Mm-hmm. An improvement in many factors. The street is clean, the street is quiet, we have a nicer yard, like so many things. Like it's crazy. So we are just very blessed and lucky. I also want to say that we're so grateful to all the people that have been part of this process, right?
Yes. Yep.
Huge. I mean, the task to move us was like nothing else. Like we have never had such a crazy move in terms of the amount of things, the amount of people involved, Extra shout out to our families who were just so like kind and supportive, like positively when we were scared. They were like, this is gonna be fine, it's gonna work out great. And lots of people, the people that helped in so many ways. There's so many different factors and so many people that were involved.
Yeah,
So,
and there's some people that stepped up that I didn't like.
we didn't expect.
We didn't expect.
Like even the hot tub guy Frank, who I've known for years, like he came back with a Gatorade for me, and I was like, oh my gosh, thank you, like thank you. I was like blown away.
Yeah.
So just simple things sometimes just really like make a difference in the people that have reached out on social media or sent me a nice email. I just really appreciate every little piece of support we've had, because this has been a huge thing for us. It's been a huge thing on many, many levels, and too much even for this podcast. So
yep,
it's pretty amazing. So
yep.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add?
Nah, I'm pretty burnt out, to be honest with you guys. So as far as everything goes, we did the move in between trips because it was really windy.
Which also shows how the universe works out.
So shows how the universe works, because
right.
I was scheduled to work through the move. My job doesn't stop. I just don't like stop, So I had people on the books to fish with me, and I wasn't about to cancel on them because of the move. So the wind stepped in and intervened, and
the wind, Mother Nature took over and said, Ryan, you're going to focus on the move.
Yeah, Mother Nature stepped in and intervened in it. And as you guys know, that I'm very adamant and about not pushing people into taking trips just to get paid. So the people will reschedule, they'll come back, or they won't. So that's just how it works. So it worked out pretty good. So I want to thank you guys that rescheduled with me, and
we appreciate that.
We appreciate that. Yeah, I've got a full book for December, so I don't have no availability.
Thank you.
So I was cruising back through some old photos, and I saw the cover of Florida Sportsman, and some people don't know that I was featured on the cover of Florida Sportsman.
Yeah.
So just so you guys know, I didn't have any following.
I
didn't have any Instagram followers. I wasn't even on Instagram.
Well, the Instagram thing is always amazing to me.
I was
like one of our hindsights, and I've said this before, was when we had Jimmy Jigs, we should have just converted the Jimmy Jigs Instagram, which was a decent following, I can't remember how many it was, over to Good Karma Sport Fishing, but we didn't. Ryan just deleted it and then started Good Karma Sport Fishing from scratch without, we don't buy any followers or anything like that, or do any or any follow and follow crap,
we don't do any of that bullshit. We had Jimmy Jigs, which is
insane.
Yeah, you remember Jimmy Jigs?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just said you didn't take that Instagram account and switch it over.
I remember,
which is, in hindsight, kind of a miss. Yes, you would have lost some people.
Yeah. Do you remember when everybody bitched about the price of the jigs?
Yeah.
Yeah, and now that's the average price for a jig. And slow pitch jigging is super expensive. And how we marketed the jigs, it's like been copied now, which is great. And Melinda and I were pioneers in the vertical jigging industry.
Yeah.
When it comes to marketing and stuff.
Gosh,
and a lot of you guys don't know this, but we were the first as far as bringing in custom jigs, and we had
did the whole thing.
Yeah, we did the whole thing. It was just her and I. We didn't have a store. It was all word of mouth, and then some guys
and me hustling on the road.
And Melinda was out hustling, selling jigs on the road, getting them in front of people and showing the tackle shops, and we had a couple guys out there on Instagram that kind of helped out a little bit.
Yeah,
but
some of the kayak guys.
Some of the kayak guys, a lot of the influencers that were still babies at the time.
Yeah, well, and then like Bouncer Smith had on the radio.
Yeah,
and
Bouncer.
Jared Jeffries on the TV show.
Yeah, Jared Jeffries with the athlete that the old basketball
player. If I'm
player.
missing someone, I apologize.
Bouncer, Jack Carlson.
Yeah.
Hell, I think Nick even used the jigs for a while.
Briefly in the beginning.
Yeah, Nick did, and
so it was cool. It was
a
very cool, fun experience. We liked doing that.
Super fun experience. So, but yeah, so I was digging back through some photos, and I seen that, and I was just kind of reminded me of what was going on at the time, as far as the yellowtail fishing, yellowtail fishing was extremely popular. It still is, but it's definitely changed a lot as far as the sizes of the fish goes and the amount of sharks that are there. So it has changed a lot over the course of the years. But yeah, and that they tell me that magazine's hard to get a hold of now, so it's just interesting. I had somebody I know they had to buy a bundle to get a hold of that magazine. So it has a lot of nuggets in there, but you can download it for free on my website at goodkarmasportfishing.com, the front page, and it's got the article in there with the chumming and stuff. So, but yeah, no, things are good.
Yeah.
We're getting back into it, fishing, catching fish. Some days there's no current, same old shit. Same old stuff. Nothing ever changes. Everything's kind of repeat in the fishing world. But, you know, after you do it for a while, you just know that the conditions are all historical, and you know how to fish them. You know when the fish are going to bite. But every day the sun's different. Every day's different out there, which makes it, when you get on the boat, everything, you forget about the world, and that's what it's all about for me in the end.
Yeah.
So.
And yesterday when you had your trip, and I helped you in the morning, I started to cry. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so nice to have like a normal day again.
Yep. Have some normalcy.
Yesterday was a normal day for you, mostly because you ran a charter yesterday. So after this move, which is, again, has been very challenging in terms of the stuff and all the other things, it was really amazing. And yeah, I just kind of had like a mini breakdown. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel normal now. I feel normal helping you load the boat.
It was good.
What does that say for teamwork?
It was good. We trolled around a lot yesterday looking for wahoo. We didn't find any. So, but it was, I gotta be honest with you, it was nice just to be out there. Had some good clients, and we went and caught our share of muttons, and then we went back to wahoo fishing. I burned them out on that pretty quickly.
Anyhow, well, anything else you want to add?
Nope, that's it. I look forward to my rigging crew this week.
Yep.
Last meeting of the year, going over some slow pitch secrets and some vertical jig secrets for catching yellowjacks, which seems to be the most popular fish on Instagram nowadays. A lot of guys want to catch them. So I'm going to show them some secrets where they don't need bait and all that stuff in the group. We'll get back to regular podcasting here. Like I said, my charter boat schedule is extremely busy, so I'm putting out podcasts when I have a break with the wind. There's no days off for me except when, the wind will give me the day off from fishing, but and then I'll make some time for some podcasting. So
yeah, awesome. And if you're interested in private one-on-one coaching, please reach out to me, Melinda at melindavanfleet.com. I would be so excited to work with you. If you've been listening to the podcast, you've been following me or connected to me in general, you probably know all the different things I can help you with. So give me a shout out. We can schedule a call and see what you would like to discuss. So yeah, or also on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. And until next time,
just remember, guys, anytime you're fishing, it's all good.
Thank you for listening, and
Thanks,
happy
guys.
holidays.
Happy holidays. Woo woo!